gentlemen, welcome to Inside the Sach with Rane and Zach. Today we will be talking about FERA, or the Federal Emergency Relief Administration, and our opinion on that matter. So Zach, why don't you start us off with a question here?
Thank you, Sean. But first, I have to stop you right there, Sean. You're missing a big part of this here. This is the first podcast. The first one. Very
podcast.
first.
Yes, this is the first one. This is like the 15th try, so.
But if you want to hear more, we can make more. So let us know.
Alright, so let's get into the questions of the night. What is the purpose of this program or agency?
Well, I'm just going to first start off by telling you when it was created. On May 12th, 1933, the United States Congress created the Federal Emergency Relief Administration, or FERA. This organization's purpose was initially to distribute $500 million in federal funds to state agencies, and these funds were grants, not loans, so the governments did not have to repay these funds. FERA eventually distributed billions of dollars to the states. The Federal Emergency Relief Administration was part of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's New Deal. He hoped that the New Deal would allow Americans to cope with the Great Depression and would help end the current economic downturn. He also hoped that it would help prevent another depression from occurring in the future.
Rain, that is great information. I'm glad you can remember that.
Thank you.
All off the top of your head. That's just impressive.
Very impressive. All right, Zach, next question.
So, the next question is Sean's ushering into. Who was served by the program?
Zach, I am so glad you asked this question because it served the helped. Wait, it's.
Sean, how can you not remember this? It's right there. Come on.
Sean, you
Professionals.
act like you're reading this. Come on.
Hey, shut up, boys. It served.
You know, I will answer this question for him. Zach, can you please ask the question again?
Can we restart?
And just
No! Don't restart it.
Dude,
no, you can't.
Yes.
No, you can't.
Yes.
Kent will love this.
No, you won't. We're restarting.
No, Sean,
Yes,
please.
We're restarting.
Sean, no. Zach, ask the question.
Sean, you think FDR would want you to restart? No, he would want you to
Yes.
go on.
Okay, shut up. Blair, keep going.
What was that?
Had to move it.
So, to inform you on the question again here, who was served by the program?
This is a very good question, and obviously you need to know this if you want to know about FERA. It helped the needy and the unemployed. It helped alleviate household unemployment by creating a new unskilled jobs in local and state governments.
That was great. I'm so glad you could say that. Great
For you,
information.
yes, because
Yeah.
you couldn't say it.
Shut up. I said
Right.
it perfectly. every
Next
other
question.
So, was the program even effective, though?
You know, it alleviated household unemployment by creating new unskilled jobs in local and state government from May 1933 until it closed in December 1935, which we will talk about later. FERA gave states and local governments $3.1 billion, the equivalent to $5.5 billion in 2017. FERA provided work for over 20 million people, and it developed facilities on public lands across the country. So, just up to you, I guess, if you think it was successful.
Sean, you sound like a bot.
Mad facts. Next question.
How many people were served by FERA?
Well, FERA was very successful, so it served over 20 million people and also provided those people with jobs.
That's very interesting.
Okay.
Does this program still exist today, though?
No, it was replaced in 1935 by the WPA. Concluding that a national relief program was no longer needed, Roosevelt directed the Federal Works Administration to end the WPA in a letter in December 4th, 1942. Roosevelt ordered a prompt end to the WPA activities to conserve funds that had been appropriated. Operations in most states ended in February 1943. Interesting fact. So, back to, was this successful? I don't think so, because obviously Roosevelt wouldn't have ended it if it worked. 2
Really?
years.
You don't think that this was successful?
No.
I highly disagree with you, actually.
Well, that means you're just stupid.
No,
Right?
I think that this was very successful. It helped millions of people get jobs and feed their families. How would you feel if you were back then? You wouldn't like that, huh?
Well, it was only 2 years.
What if you didn't have a job, Sean?
Shut
and
up.
you had the chance to get a job and help your family out?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
And he literally stopped this.
Because it didn't work 2 years. 2. That's not very long, is it?
No, he stopped this because he knew that they didn't need to keep giving out jobs because obviously the Great Depression was coming to an end.
Oh, really? Because if you do 1941 subtracted by 1935, that's 6 years of the Depression left.
Listen, Sean, I think this was successful because you know what? FERA was replaced by the WPA, okay? And that ended in 1942. 1942, the year after the Great Depression. So, yeah.
But it was replaced because it was straight bomb.
No.
That's why.
No, they just gave it a different name. It was pretty much the same thing.
See, that's where we'll just have to disagree.
Then tell me what WPA is.
WPA is
You're reading it right now. Tell me what it is.
the Federal Works Administration.
So what does it do?
I don't know.
It helps people out.
This is about
Like
FERA.
FERA.
This is about FERA, not the WPA.
Exactly. They probably just wanted, they just wanted a better name for it. Okay,
Oh,
FERA
God.
sounded dumb.
Oh,
WPA,
God.
more
Don't
professional.
give me this.
Zach, how do you feel about this?
Well, the 20 million people thing, I think that's kind of interesting because I feel like there's a lot more than 20 million people who are being affected.
Oh no.
And if it really
I'm sorry.
worked-
I'm sorry. It was 20 million people who were provided with jobs. Imagine how many were helped.
Interesting fact.
Interesting. Very
This
interesting.
still just proves that you guys are just in
And I wonder how many people were in America at this time, because I'm guessing it was significantly less than today. So this could be a big proportion of the people in the United States.
That's debatable. That is debatable.
Well, yeah, it's
Zach,
debatable
give us the
'cause I
facts
don't know
right
the
now.
stats.
Zach, give us the facts. But anyways, I just don't think it was
Anyways, let us know your feedback on that question. On to the next one. Nope, we're gonna stay on that one because I don't know what else to talk about.
So the population today of the U.S. is about 300 million.
300 million.
And so I'm guessing around there is
Oh, you're
going-
gassing now. You're gassing.
Sean,
Rain,
you want
look
me
this up.
look up the census for 1942, Sean or Rane, please. It's probably a little lower than 300 million.
Well, obviously it's lower, Zach, but not by that much. I don't think it was that effective.
I know.
That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry I wasn't there and see it work. My bad. Let me just teleport. Go get
Why
the
would teleport?
go get
Teleport.
the-
Teleport.
go get
You
the
mean
DeLo-
like time travel? You talking?
That's
here?
the same thing.
Teleport and time travel are not the same thing.
I'm teleporting back to 1935.
Teleporting is going from one place to another in
Zach.
your current time period.
Zach,
Time travel
are
is
you
going from one
serious?
place to another from a different time period.
I am teleporting.
There was around 75 million people
Only 20.
during the Great Depression. 20 million were helped to get jobs.
You know what?
Only 20.
I
Only
just don't
20.
think-
And how many think you had a job? What was the unemployment rate?
The
back then?
unemployed
It was high.
It was very high. More than 20% of the U.S. population. An all-time high, actually.
Well, see, this is where you guys just don't know what you're talking about. It's obvious.
See, Sean came into this not knowing his stuff, because me and Zach, we researched this.
I'm confused on what side I'm on right now because I thought I was on Rain's side, but I think I'm on Sean's side. I'm gonna be honest here.
Why
I
is
was
this not
tossing
effective?
a
Why
because-
was this not effective? It helped
'Cause it only-
millions of people.
20 million out of
2 years.
There's only 75 million people in the United States.
It's less than yeah, but they could have helped more. FDR he choked. All right,
Big choke, bro.
fat choke.
Maybe if he didn't have polio, this would
That's
be a different
facts.
story. But since
Maybe if he
had
could have
polio-
walked.
And that-
Loser.
You guys are disgusting for saying that. You are disgusting people.
You know what?
I guarantee the people listening to this right now are disgusted by what you just said.
No, they're gonna be.
So
enlightened.
since a president had a disease, he choked.
Yes,
he was
he
a
did.
bot.
I did not say he was a bot. All right, that's just your own words.
Now you're putting stuff in our own mouth right now, and I don't appreciate that.
I can't believe you.
Well,
It's just
I mean-
disappointing. And on that terrible disappointment, we're gonna have to end the podcast here. So
Maybe we can pick
so-
up the conversation.
next
Again?
podcast, if you guys want us to, and if we get 20 extra credit points, We will make a podcast about the greatest basketball player of all time.
20 extra credit points.
Each.
This
Each.
podcast could be half an hour to an hour long, and we would love you guys to comment on it because we love everybody's opinion. And there is one LeBron fan here,
Not naming names, though.
one LeBron hater here, and one in the middle of LeBron.
See,
Not only that, we bring you guys with some special guests. We got
that's what I'm
the
saying.
Dane Quigley,
Dane.
right?
Dane
Reese
Quigley.
Caster, the basketball god.
Reese Caster.
Maybe Cameron Ballard.
He
Not
might show.
Cameron.
Why not?
Not Cameron.
Why not?
Yeah, not-
Because he likes LeBron.
Yeah.
So we're
Not
gonna have bring on two guys.
All
who
right,
don't.
on that
who are
All
against
right.
it.
This is for the
Cameron
next podcast.
Ballard.
On this
is a
terrible
little
disappointment,
hint.
we're gonna
A
have to
little hint.
end. See you later.
All right, see ya.
Bye, comrades.